Hello, everyone. I am Walter Dillard, CEO of Dillard Trading Services, and today I am here to tell you about what is desired by Dillard Trading Services when it comes to traders that I can introduce to hedge funds and large asset allocators. I've talked about this quite a bit on LinkedIn, but I want to specifically have this video so you know about the type of traders I'm looking for and what I specifically need to see, because there are quite a few components to it. And I'll also go through some examples with you so you can kind of understand each component of it. So let's start at a high level and kind of just go through roughly what I need to see when it comes to a trader, be it yourself or be it somebody else you would like to introduce. I will kind of go through what I need to see to be able to introduce this trader to a hedge fund and to get them a large amount of money. So let's dive on into it. First off, I want to see a Myfxbook with a 6-month or longer track record. I want to see this be a real account, not a demo. It would be best if it's ASIC or FCA licensed, style broker. That's Australia and, the UK there. So either one of those is a good sign for being able to get funding, at least with a few of my funding sources. Not all of them, but, it's kind of just a preference there. The drawdown below 30% is an absolute must. Below 10% is ideal, but below 30% is necessary, and I'll go through that in a minute with the examples, of course. The reasonable return on investment is something I'll also go through. Use your best judgment on that one. I don't have a specific systematic number there, but I can kind of show you some examples on that one for sure. Then, of course, the hold time, it needs to be longer than 5 minutes. We don't want to do HFT introductions on this one. If you did find somebody in HFT, of course, we can still talk. We can see what we can do, but HFT tends to be one of those tougher things to sell to hedge funds, and the broker being specific to a specific HFT can be a little bit tough. Getting the slippage and all that right can be quite a challenge, so it's better if we have a hold time over 5 minutes. Then, of course, the trader needs to be open to account management or copy trading style things. We don't want them demanding an upfront fee or saying that everything has to be structured this one way, whatever. And then, of course, we want the trader to be reasonable, not overly egotistical or controlling, which, of course, is something that happens quite a bit in the trading community. Sometimes Forex traders, particularly, just tend to have too much ego and are basically impossible to work with. If a person's impossible to work with, then we really can't work with them. All right, those are all the basic qualifications. Now I'll kind of go through how this process looks on your end. I will also make an additional video if you're somebody who is going to be hunting for leads. I'll show you where you can find some leads on finding some of these traders as well. But in this video, I just want to go through, exclusively what I need at kind of a higher level here. So let's start off with a Myfxbook with a 6-month or longer track record. We will use some of my accounts. I'm a trader myself. I'm not just an introducer. I do a lot of trading myself, so I will go through some of the examples with my own accounts. Okay, so here's PowerBeam 456 on Myfxbook, and so the first qualifying thing is it's on Myfxbook. Okay, check, and it has a 6-month or longer track record. Well, let's see. Okay, we have more than 6 months. Good. Needs to be a real account, not a demo. Okay, you check that right up here. Okay, when it comes to this, it says real. If it was a demo, it would say demo right here. Okay, but it says real, which means it's a real account here on Myfxbook. Very important there. ASIC or FCA regulated broker. This is optional. In this case, with this account, you'll see the broker is Traders Way, which is not a regulated broker, thus is not, going to qualify for this criteria. That's okay, as I said, because it's optional. It's, it's preferred this way, but it's optional. All right, drawdown below 30%. You can see that here we have a drawdown that is above 30% and that's an issue. Now, this is then you say, okay, well, we can't use this account because of that. Let's start over with a different account. So I'll pull up a different account here that we can, dive into and look at. Let's go with this one. All right, so let's go back to the beginning of the process here. Myfxbook 6-month or longer track record. Okay, we got more than 6 months. Good. Real account, not a demo. Well, let's check that out. Real. Okay, good. The license here, I believe, is also, once again, an issue on this account, but it's, it's a broker that's a little bit more popular and better known, so, at least has a better rep at the very least. We then look for drawdown below 30%. You can see here the max drawdown was 15.15%, which is indeed below a 30% drawdown, which is good because this means this account is sellable. Reasonable return on investment. You can see, okay, we've made about a, 39.16% return on investment here since the since February at the beginning of the year. You could say, okay, relative to the drawdown of only being 15%, making basically 40% is a pretty good number. Now, if this account had made 100% or something, this would be a slam dunk, easy to sell style account. But since it's only made 40%, you can say, well, it's definitely still sellable, so we'll move forward, but it may not be like the easiest sell of all time, if that makes sense. Then you want to look to see if the hold time is longer than 5 minutes. You check that out down over here. The average trade length, you would look at this and you would say 20 hours, 19 minutes. That's definitely a lot longer than 5 minutes. So that's good. Then you need to kind of check out the trader, themselves. You can message the trader directly on, here on Myfxbook. You can go straight to their account and then kind of message them just by clicking on whatever their username is and then just sending them a message directly. That's pretty easy to do. Or if you find them not on Myfxbook but you found them elsewhere, you found them on LinkedIn, you found them on WhatsApp or Telegram or wherever you find your traders at, you can then go from there, just message them directly, and you want to kind of just start up a conversation with them and see if they're really open to this style of account management or copy trading, essentially. You also then just want to get a good feel for if the trader is going to be reasonable and is, going to be interested in kind of just being reasonable on terms. You don't want to have to negotiate terms directly with the trader, but it's these are kind of just the basics of it. You just want to kind of get a good sense that the trader is not like a total jerk. Anyway, that's basically what I look for. If you're the trader yourself, of course, these last two steps can be skipped. But if you're somebody who hunts for traders, then these are these are pretty important steps. They don't have to be perfect, but just generally in the right direction. You want to work with people who are reasonable. Anyway, that's about it for all that I'm specifically looking for when it comes to high-end traders. I hope that this example and this walkthrough kind of on Myfxbook has been useful and has kind of given you some insights into specifically kind of what we're looking for and what we can do in that direction. So anyway, thank you very much for your time, and yeah, great stuff in the future here. Cheers to you.